Okay, this is going to be really interesting. I have cross paths with this really, really cool guy who don't really have his video right now, um, but I'll be talking about this guy for a long time. I should be on a radio show on Saturday, so I'll give you some links when that's going to come up if anybody wants to listen to the show. Um, but this guy's declared sovereignty. He's a sovereign Canadian guy. He does not. No cop can stop him because he's not a citizen of Canada. He's his own country. Living in Canada, he's his own country. And apparently, all of us can do that. And I'm like, okay, well, how does that work? How would that even benefit me? And by the sounds of it, okay, we all know lawyers are corrupt. Everybody knows, lawyers are evil. Why do we say that? Because they actually are. I had no idea. They are intentionally criminals. When they go to school, their teacher says, oh, by the way, you are now the criminal. It's a matter of don't get caught. So, I mean, literally, that is what they are taught in legal school. When you go to school, they tell you, we're now going to teach you how to be a criminal. And it's how to outwit, outsmart everybody. And because they are all criminals, apparently there's honor within criminals. They follow their own laws. And part of that law is, and the reason I know that now is because if somebody can explain to me how I am a slave and how it was done, like I know I'm a slave, I feel the pain of all the labor that I've done, um, but didn't actually know on paper they sold me. I had no idea I was sold. I heard people talking about it, but how can you change the system? How can you? And I kind of knew that we definitely need to get rid of this justice system. It ain't the bankers, it's the lawyers. Every banker has a lawyer. No banker could do anything that they did without a lawyer. Everybody wants to fix the banking system, and it's like, you're fucking nuts. It's the lawyers. It's the lawyers and the judges. And guess what? Every politician is a lawyer. So, um, even phoning my local MP, the secretary's husband is a corporate lawyer. So do you think that she's going to help me, knowing that she just told me that, hey, I'm kind of against you because my husband's a lawyer? They do not work for the best interest of humanity. They work against the best interest of humanity. They're not there to protect you. That's what it's like. If you go to war to kill people to protect yourself, it's like, yeah, go shoot somebody and create 11 enemies. Learn how to solve problems without a gun, and then you won't look so evil. But anyways, just how every document is written, you're a fucking idiot if you are a lawyer and you aren't saying, oh, these are slaves and I'm now a criminal. I mean, if you are really, really as smart as lawyers claim to be, and you see the word in the phrases, and you know as soon as you see a piece of paper that says this phrase, and that means that they are slaves, and you know it's a crime, and you're playing the crime slave game to get rich from, lawyers and judges must be, they're the next ones to be unemployed. That's the way I see it in the future. That is the wake up call in our future, is that, if anything's going to get fixed, you have to really change the things that are wrong. And if I'm seeing people be stuck on money and stuck on banks, and it ain't that, it's stuck on lawyers. So the bankers have to be unemployed. They are never going to be able to find a work doing shit. And same with lawyers, and same with judges, and same with politicians. These are people that are going to be unemployed and never going to be able to find anything to do, because everything they're doing is destroying the planet. So it's like, either they're going to be successful in destroying the planet and they're all unemployed, or we wake up and don't value them anymore, and then you just don't use it. So I'm going to be watching this guy declare sovereignty. Apparently, he already is. He is his own country. Apparently, it's really easy. It's not a rocket science. It's just a matter of letting everybody know, hey, I am my own country. Then you go into negotiation with the government, because there's a debt. And because you're a slave, there is a massive debt that the government is more motivated to get rid of. So you are in prime position. The government kind of wants to get rid of you because you are nothing more than a debt. So you are in a negotiation position. Don't go after the greed, because that won't work. But you can become your own country and get paid to start your own country, because there's a debt there that needs to be cleared up. And apparently there's honor among these thieves, and as long as their books say they got to do that, they will do that. Apparently it's about how you talk to them. But I just thought I'd do a little bit of research, and looked up Quebec, and they want to separate. They want to become their own country. And the only thing that's stopping them is they have to have, everybody in the country, or everybody in Quebec, has to pretty much agree to it. If this is what it says, if a clear majority of Quebecers opt for to be sovereign, then every province is federally obligated, constitutional duty to negotiate. So just think that Quebec is wanting to separate from Canada, but it is a province that's trying to speak for everyone. And the only reason they haven't separated yet is because it's not a majority, and probably the negotiating is, they have to win. So you can do that yourself, as long as you agree with yourself and you are your own country. You have the same thing as what Quebec does. You can declare that you want to separate from Canada, and there is a debt there that needs to be negotiated, and you are owed money because the corporate structure, the government, has been committing a fraud by selling you without your permission. So it sounds like you forgive the crime because they committed fraud. It is a fraud. And there's so many ways the government is committing fraud, but that is the structure of the legal system, that break the law, just don't get caught. And ignorance of the law is no excuse. That means every single lawyer and judge is actually a known criminal to even support any of these Canadian laws, because they know that the whole entire structure of it is criminal. Because you're admitting you're all committing fraud from the get-go. It's like you can't get out of this without seeing how many guilty people are actually in it. every single freaking lawyer is a freaking criminal. Every judge is nothing more than a criminal. As soon as they get into school, they are learning how to be criminals. They are learning how to commit fraud. They know it. In order to know how to be a lawyer, you have to understand the fraud and how to use the fraud so you could get wealthy. So all these lawyers are wealthy because they're enjoying the fraud of it. And their thing is like, well, if you're too dumb to stop me, then that's your business. That's how the structure of law works, is we get to do whatever we want to do, and it's your responsibility to stop us. Kind of look at the law. Doesn't that apply? Is that you're innocent until proven guilty? So a lawyer can commit a crime until proven guilty. None of us are proving them guilty because we trusted them to be doing the right thing, but they're all friggin' criminals. So this guy is going into meetings to negotiate his way out. Once that's done, trust me, I'm going to be talking about it. Pretty sure everybody's going to be talking about it. And you can get your own country. And this guy's calling his country, I forget, I'm so bad with names, but he's got a really cool country. And it's almost like, you know what, why don't we all form our own countries? Not individual, but it's like, I'd like to go to this guy's country. And it's like, what if everybody on the globe just started their own country all together? One new country is being formed right now. And we can all start that country from the internet. And you know what? If you own your own country, then you get, because you are an ambassador, and you can't be a citizen of any other person's country. Because if you're a citizen, then you're a slave. Didn't know that that's what that word meant, but you need to be an ambassador. So you get diplomatic immunity. That means you can go to any country and anywhere, and no cop can stop you for doing anything. So it's kind of a really wild trip, watching everything unfold so perfectly. It's like you gotta see why the world is falling apart and nobody's protesting. Protesting doesn't work. I mean, you might see Greece, and you might see some protesting going on, but you're not seeing any protesting going, well, not too much in Canada. I mean, for how far this world has fallen apart, you'd think everybody'd be standing up and taking charge. But you know what? It's being done behind closed doors. All of these global changes are happening. You just can't see it. And it pretty much has to, because we're bringing down some evil people. And it's like we're flanking them. They don't know what's coming. So it is like the art of wars. Like, you don't let the enemy know what you're up to. And even if I'm talking about it, they won't get it. Because they're not even listening. They're so busy thinking that they're winning, that when we have a winning plan, they can't even see it. They may think that they're censoring everything, but they don't have a clue, because they can't function within that. So, good news. We all are getting our freedom soon. The path is being made. New countries are being formed. This is the new world order. Peace out.